And back courtside here at Marquette University High School in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Fourth and final game of the Under Armour Brandon Jennings Invitational. Boys and girls on top by a score of 43-40. Well, so far today we've talked at great lengths about the nation's #1 player, Winter Park guard and Duke-bound guard Austin Rivers. And before the game today, we spoke with Austin and we covered a variety of topics. But first and foremost, what it feels to be kind of the headliner in an event like this.
We came a long way. We traveled all the way from Florida to be here and play against the top Under Armour team. So, we know we have a big game ahead of us, but we look forward to playing.
You've had a chance to play in many national tournaments, the Elite 24 to be specific. But what about your experience so far here in the Under Armour Brandon Jennings Invitational, Austin?
It's been awesome. We've gotten to meet a lot of people and see a lot of the Under Armour products and stuff like that and see what they're coming out with. So just to see the the positive direction that Under Armour is taking to move forward is pretty neat, and it's pretty cool that we get to be a part of it. So
I know you've been asked a lot about your terrific basketball family. What's the best piece of advice though you've received from your father over the years?
Just to never settle. For any little success that I've had so far, never, just stay humble and hungry, basically, is what he's always told me. Just don't let anything get to your head and just keep moving, try to get better and better.
Do you have some professional players out there you kind of idolize and perhaps model your game after?
I wouldn't say I idolize anybody except my father and my older brother, but I do try modeling my game after Dwayne Wade. I have my own style of play kind of, but my favorite player is Dwayne Wade, and I watch all of his games and try to just, seeing how he plays and try to take moves from him.
Well, after your prep career comes to an end, exciting future for you. You're headed off to Duke to join a terrific program with Mike Krzyzewski. As you kind of look at the next step, at the collegiate level, what's going to be the biggest challenge, but also the most important adjustment you need to make to your game?
Just develop, keep continuing to get stronger, and everything at that level is at a different speed. Everything's quicker, so I just got to continue to get better and just continue to move forward and just I'm ready. Right now, I've been practicing my game, so I'm looking really forward to go to the next level and play and show people what I have.
All right, final question. I'm sure you get asked many times by some up-and-coming young players, folks playing in junior high, et cetera, things like that. What advice do you offer to them? Someone that is growing up and says, I want to model myself after Austin Rivers. What do you say?
I just say, basically just to keep working. I think kids these days, settle too much. They get a little bit of recognition, whether they get videos on YouTube or in the newspaper, and then, kids start to feel themselves a little bit too much and, stop working hard. And I think that's the worst thing you can do. With the technology and the internet these days, they can make all kinds of stories about kids, and kids sometimes settle, when they can get a lot better. So I just say, if you're, trying to model my game after me, one thing I do that I think separates myself from other people is my work ethic. And I think if you're trying to play a little bit like me, you got to work hard, and everything else will come. So I just say never settle and just keep working.
That's well said. Good luck here today.
Thank you.
Some Cameron Crazies on hand, getting an early look at the future. Austin Rivers will join Kyrie Irving at Cameron Indoor next year. 43-40 halftime stats coming up in a moment.